Yeah, the desk and the chair, you know, are certainly not new. But I was okay with that. I actually kind of chose. I kind of liked the chair, the way it was, kind of the way it is. I kind of liked it to have that look to it. Although, you know, probably someone who really knew what they were doing with like chairs and stuff like that could make it look a lot better. But I liked it. I liked the chair. You know, so I just kind of got that, and I was like, okay, well, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't ever really expect to get a computer. I mean, it's literally the first time in my life I ever signed up to try to. It's actually kind of the first time in my life. I went through so much, you know, dealing with hospitals and counselors and psychiatrists, and I was so young when I started to go. I started to go to, like, you know, hospitals and counselors and that sort of thing. I didn't know how to advocate for myself at all. I didn't know. So whatever counselor it was, whatever they said about me, I was just like, even if it didn't feel right to me, I would say, okay, well, that must be what it is, or I would rebel, you know, correctly rebel and kind of just basically get punished for it, or, you know, if they're skeptical or not supportive. I mean, it's very difficult. You know, I wasn't even 18 when I first got involved in the system. And it just totally just screwed up my whole life. It really did, you know. Because I think it's entirely the system. I mean, it was when things started to kind of get worse for people that way. Everyone started to get pathologized. You know, 20 years ago, it wasn't that everybody was on medication all the time. It was kind of unusual, and now it's like everybody's on medication, which of course I think is really kind of sad. I mean, the only good thing about it is that there's it's somewhat destigmatized, but for the wrong reasons. It's destigmatized because there's so many people have been sold the idea that there's something wrong with them, that a lot of people are taking medication, right? So there's that. But at the time, it was like I was just this total freak in a small town, you know, and everything had gone wrong, and it was like I was this failure, and it was just awful for such a long time, and it's here. It's obviously still haunting me. So anyway, this is the first time I ever got anything at all, anything really. I mean, yeah, okay. Therapy. Some of the therapy was okay. Some of the psychiatry was okay. I learned something from it. I learned something from the experience, you know, and now I feel like I can access the system a lot better. I know how to talk to therapists a lot better. I know how to work with their strengths. I know how to work with their weaknesses a lot better, you know, and I even know how to kind of how to deal with being in the hospital. Although it's always scary. It's always scary because they have total control. You know, but I never expected to get a voucher, and I did not want to have to sign up for disability benefits, but I just did not know what else to do anymore. I mean, I can't leave the house. I can't, you know, anywhere I go, I get stalked, I get harassed, I get abused. You know, anyone who tries to hire me is also going to have to be dealing with those things, you know. So it's really difficult. But anyway, yeah, the computer, as I've said before, I got, well, there was a little bit of extra money up front, kind of all at once from disability. They were like, okay, well, you were eligible for this for, like, you know, a year that you didn't get it, so here's some money up front. I used it to buy a computer. You know, I used some of it to buy a computer, and other stuff. It's like a lot of it's just gone towards dealing with the eviction. You know, it's just really difficult because I haven't been able to do anything. You know, it's not like I want to be dependent on other people. I don't want that. But I haven't, you know, I mean, basically since I moved here, it's been just, you know, one thing after another, and I haven't. How am I supposed to be able to do anything at all if I can't, if I'm not even safe in my own apartment? You know, how am I supposed to? It was just been so, it's been so difficult, right? And then the constant abuse, the constant harassment. You know, I mean, what are you trying to say? I'm a deadbeat, but you know, you got people out there harassing me. And it's like, how am I supposed to make any sort of plan at all? And then, of course, I get the eviction notice in June, and it's like, well, okay, I can't plan to do anything. Literally cannot plan even to work around the difficulties that are here. You know, how can I plan to find work if I don't know where I'm going to be living? How can I plan to go to school if I don't know where I'm going to be living? You know, I mean, just it's like this totally unreasonable way of treating me, where it's just literally just even the things that people try to say about me, they all contradict each other, but they're all abusive, right? So no, you know, it's not like somebody bought all this stuff for me. You know, I was a client. I accessed the services that were there for homeless people. You know, I was very grateful to have those things. Have been very grateful to have all that stuff. You know, and have not been particularly extravagant towards myself. You know, I mean, it's not here, right? Well, you know, here's my other closet. These I've had since I was homeless. This coat, this light coat that is like a shell that goes over. I mean, it's a shell. I mean, it's not a very heavy coat. And then I got the fleece that goes under it, and then, you know, my hat. All that stuff I had since I was homeless. And you can see there's no other clothing in here. You know, it's craziness the way that I've been treated. It's just literally they're just gonna pound me into the ground.